And in your next fight at Battle Arena 61, we've got a European Championship. First to walk to the cage, Andy Yates at 125 pounds, featherweight division, fighting out of Fearless MMA with a record of 6-2-1. 6 wins by unanimous decision, losses, unanimous decision, split decision. This guy's an experienced mixed martial artist in the amateur ranks, John.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of watching several of Andy Yates' fights and calling a few of them as well. And as I said to you earlier on, he genuinely reminds me of a flyweight version of Colby Covington. I mean, he's got that cardio for days. He's got that grinding style. His wrestling's fantastic. He's great when it gets into the clinch. He's really technical. He's quite recently moved gyms to Fearless MMA. And his teammate Ryan Hewitt told me that he's really levelled up since he's been there. He only fought about 3 weeks ago as well, picking up another unanimous decision victory and another title. I'm pretty sure I saw on his Facebook page that this is his last fight as an amateur before he goes pro as well. And what better way to go out than to pick up the European title?
And here he is, just making the walk through the entrance podium into the inspection zone. Just a few more moments for Andy Yates and then he'll be stepping inside the cage.
Yeah, Andy looks in fantastic shape as well for 125 pounds. I think he was just about to step into the cage and someone came charging across just to make sure that everything's in order. No sharp utensils and ensuring his private parts are protected. Jake Hadley in his corner there, as you can see, as well as Ryan Hewitt.
Some more chili peppers. We've got Andy Yates' opponent now walking to the cage. Tommy Gibbs training out of Elite Training Centre. And now in the inspection zone, we've got Tommy Gibbs in just a few moments. He'll be joining Andy Yates inside the Battle Arena cage.
Fans are going wild to our left here as Tommy Gibbs makes his way into the cage. Also looking in great shape. Let's get the introductions underway from our MC, Mr. Chris Fensom. introductions are complete. European flyweight title is on the line. We've got Andy Yates in the red corner with the black trunks. We've got Tommy Gibbs in the blue corner with the black and red shorts. Nice touch of gloves. Cage doors closed. And the action is about to get underway.
The referee says fight. The fighters touch gloves and we are away. Good opening inside low kick to start the fight.
Oh, big head kick landed from Yates there early on. Low blow stops the action after about 10 seconds in this first round.
Another one to the crown jewels. I think that's 3 tonight.
Yeah, the count is at 3. Still got a couple of fights to go as well, so don't stop the counter just yet.
Of course, Andy Yates will have up to 5 minutes. Most fighters don't use all of that time, but it's there if he needs it.
Just moving a bit gingerly at the moment, Andy Yates. Unsurprisingly, after just taking a kick to the cup. Certainly no need to rush in this situation. Given it's a title fight as well, worst thing you can do is rush back and realise you're not fully recovered from that kick.
Yeah, and they're not deep enough in the fight either, where he's concerned about his opponent potentially being tired and getting a breather because of it either. So take as much time as you need, recover, and make sure you're 100% before you start fighting again.
Got Tommy Gibbs' corner here, just reminding him to maintain that focus during this break. Andy Yates is really struggling with this one here.
Yeah, I think his cup might have moved out of place and he was just struggling to reposition it.
Unsurprising when you get kicked in it, isn't it?
Yeah. And having what I said previously, it does look like Yates might use the majority of this 5 minutes.
Shouldn't really be getting any instructions from his corner team during this break, but he's good. He gives the nod to the referee. Our title fight is back on. An apology from Tommy Gibbs there, no intention with that kick. Andy Yates opens back up with that low outside leg kick.
Yeah, Yates with a good front kick to the face of Gibbs.
Gibbs with a nice low kick as well.
Good combination from Gibbs there as well. He seems to be
catching big right
Yates.
hand. Just as you say, that big right hand lands for Andy Yates, who gets into this clinch position. I mentioned it during the walkouts, he loves this position. He loves grinding his opponent up against the fence. He utilises his head position beautifully to keep them where he wants them. And he just chips away at that gas tank slowly but surely. Tommy Gibbs will want to look to, he's got that one underhook. And he's going to want to look to turn this position, turn around the corner and get Andy Yates back against the fence himself.
Yates definitely looks the more physical fighter here though. Really putting some pressure on Gibbs against the cage.
If you've watched Andy Yates before, he can definitely do this he could do this for 10 rounds in my opinion. It's just exactly where he wants this fight to be. Wearing on the gas tank of his opponent, just doing enough to ensure that the referee doesn't break them up. And Tommy Gibbs is having some trouble here in reversing this position and getting his back away from the fence. A couple of nasty toe stomps there from Andy Yates.
Yeah, he can't seem to peel Yates off him, and what that's allowing is just this constant pressure, more and more pressure from Yates. And like you said, John, he's doing just enough for the referee not to be interested in splitting them up. It's a smart tactic to use.
Needs to watch out for that. No, he's going to say he needs to watch out for that neck, but Andy Yates out of that position straight away. He's looking to work the double leg takedown. Now he goes to that single leg high crotch and he gets the takedown beautifully.
Great chain wrestling there. You saw him from the double, realised it wasn't going to work, changed straight to the single leg, lifted Gibbs up and put him on his back. And now he's just going to ride the position out in full guard. 30 seconds left on the clock in round number 1.
Very methodical there from Andy Yates. He didn't rush anything when they were in that clinch position up against the fence. He knew what he wanted to do.
He's clearly dominated for round one. He's took no damage. He's expended little energy. Good fight, IQ. It's his fight. He's fighting a really smart fight.
Landing a few heavy shots there in the ground and pound as well. Just as we see the final 10 seconds of this first round. Up kick partially lands there. Andy steps away and walks straight to his corner.
Yeah, it's a solid first round from Andy Yates. He looks like a bit of a nightmare inside the cage. Tommy Gibbs was firing early on in this fight. He was cracking Andy Yates with some hard shots, good boxing combinations, but ultimately the pace, the pressure of Yates closed the distance, and he was able to get the fight down to the mat where he could control down there as well. It's a good first round for Andy Yates.
Yeah, Tommy Gibbs has got hands on his head in the corner here. Wonder if he's feeling a little bit of fatigue after trying to fight off that clinch in the first round. Jake Hadley dishing out some instructions to Andy Yates. Won't find many better 125ers in Europe to give you any instructions.
Definitely not.
Look to him to make his UFC debut on the Contender Series a bit later in the year. That's round one in the books. We're just about to start the second round of the European title fight, £125 between Andy Yates and Tommy Gibbs. Cage doors closed, action's back underway.
Yates has got really good kicks there. He's got a good front kick, a good question mark kick.
Big right hand lands and Tommy Yates is in there. Come on, let's go.
Just as I say that, he steps in with a nice boxing combination as well. He looks really well rounded.
Beautiful leg kick into a jab there from Andy Yates. Tommy Gibbs is struggling to land anything so far in the second round. He just catches Yates with the right hand there though.
Another good low kick from Yates.
And a big left front kick. Partially connects. And just right in front of us here, Andy Yates has got the hands connected behind the backside. Pulls the legs away, takes him down.
The wrestling is just so clean from Andy Yates. Wasted no time there, shot in, locked the arms, hands, lifted him up, got the takedown.
What I really love about Andy Yates is that transition from striking into wrestling. Yep. It was so clean then, he just landed a couple of strikes through that left leg front kick, landed a 1-2 and then just dived straight into that double leg and got it with ease.
And you'll find when a lot of fighters can bridge that gap between the wrestling and the striking and the wrestling, it will look beautiful.
Andy Yates is going for a rear naked choke attempt here.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the arm underneath the chin as well.
Yeah, it looks like he's just one arm in at the moment. You can finish it with the one arm, but it is difficult.
Yeah, you've got to grab your shoulder on the other side when you're trying to finish with one arm. Potentially trying to sort his positioning out here.
He's just trying to pull this right arm out here, and then he's going to lock the two hands together, and if he can do that,
he might not even need that right hook in.
And there we go, he's got it.
Yeah, he's slightly falling off the side there. He's got to reposition himself, which I think he will do here, and he'll use that right hook to do that.
Great base there from Andy Yates. I mean, he realised that he was slipping out of the position.
Yeah, now he's flattened him out.
Landing some heavy shots. And he's looking for that rear naked choke again. He's slightly on the side here.
But he's on the side of the cage though, John, so it's not going to be easy to throw him off of that side. Now he's getting a little bit too high. He's going to have to reposition backwards, which he does just as I say that.
His awareness of his positioning is fantastic. As you've said a couple of times, when he needs to readjust, he's literally doing it as you're finishing the sentence.
Yeah, it's a classic case of position over submission, John, and a lot of fighters that are solid grapplers follow that rule. And
it's a dangerous position here. Andy Yates is landing some heavy ground and pound.
He's going to have to pick his poison. He either stays on the back or he gives up mount. I don't know which one's worse.
There's just over 10 seconds left in this round. Yates is desperately looking for a finish here. As we mentioned, all his wins have come by decision, but he's not for want of trying, especially in this second round where Andy Yates has spent the majority of it on top of Tommy Gibbs, landing ground and pound and working for that rear naked choke.
It's another super solid round from Andy Yates. He's looked really impressive tonight. And one thing that I've noticed with Yates as well, John, is I said this about another fighter earlier in the night. He's just so good at every range. He's so good outside, kicking in. He's so good inside boxing range, exchanging punches. And then he flows straight into the wrestling really well. Then he's a good wrestler. And then once the fight's on the mat, his grappling, his positional work is phenomenal to watch. He's a fighter that just doesn't show many holes in his game. I've not seen anything from Yates tonight where I thought, oh, he could have done that better. He's just been a solid, flawless performance so far.
Yeah, he looks fantastic in that corner as well. I mean, he went 5 rounds a few weeks ago. Then he's made that weight cut again down to 125 pounds, and he's looked phenomenal in through the first 2 rounds. Tommy Gibbs, you'd have to expect, needs a finish now if he wants to take home the European title.
Yeah, I don't think that's an argument at this point. I think he definitely needs to get Andy Yates out of there to win the fight. But it's just difficult to see where he's going to find that finish, where he's going to find the success, because Yates is so good offensively and defensively from the ranges that I just spoke about a moment ago.
Nice jab lands there, right hand from Andy Yates as he slips the jab again.
And again, the exchanges inside boxing range, closing the distance, enabling the wrestling to get started from Andy Yates.
I've mentioned it before, but Jake Hadley's in the corner of Andy Yates, and I think Andy Yates really emulates the style of Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley's got very heavy top pressure and likes to take the fight to the mat. And that's something that we see from Andy Yates a lot.
Yeah, from a style versus style perspective, they are very similar for sure.
He's really finding success on the ground here, and Tommy Gibbs is finding it difficult to get back to his feet once he is taken down. What can he do in this position here to get himself back to the standing position?
Well, what he needs to do is try and post, and he is doing it a little bit. He needs to try and post on that hip, on that right hip, and then use the right hand to step back up and stand up. But this is much easier said than done, because every time he gets to a better position, Yates does something to counter that position and to put himself in a better advantageous position on the mat.
He nearly reversed the position there, but fantastic work from Andy Yates again to readjust and take the back.
Even in these positions here where Yates is slightly on the side, or he might be slightly a little bit too high, every time Gibbs does something to try and counter that, there's just another counter transition coming back from Yates. He's just a really difficult fighter to get off here.
Yeah, he's in another strong position here with both hooks in on the back, landing some ground and pound. Just everything's very calm and calculated. There's no rushing. I don't think he cares if he goes to
and the arms under the throat here. Andy Yates could be looking at a submission. He needs to squeeze, and there it is! Round 3, rear naked choke for Andy Yates, who is the European Battle Arena champion.
Looking to climb out of the cage, jumps down into the crowd.
Andy Jose Aldo Yates out there.
Fantastic scenes here. A fantastic, flawless performance from Andy Yates. Gets the win by rear naked choke in round 3. Calm and calculated throughout.
And good luck security.
And I'm not sure where he's going. He's going on a tour of the arena before he gets back into the cage.
We've got security, Battle Arena staff, and finally we get him back over the barriers, and he's heading back inside the cage. And we'll leave you with our MC, Chris Fenton, to deliver the official results. And once again, congratulations on a phenomenal dominant performance by Andy Yates, who is the new European Battle Arena champion.